What if I told you that the hardest business skill isn't learning what to do, it's learning what not to do? Today I'm going to show you exactly what strategic focus looks like, and by the end of this video you'll see me make a decision in real time that's going to change everything about how I show up online. Here's the thing about strategic focus. It's incredibly hard to find what yours should be, but even when you figure it out, it's even harder to actually switch to it, because switching means saying no to the things you've been saying yes to, and saying no is brutal. Alex Hormozi talks about this perfectly. He said when he was starting his first 4 businesses, he would have one, which he would grow quickly, and then he started another one. And so when he started the second business, the growth of the first halted almost entirely, while the second business continued to grow. And he said, I bring this up because it's been the hardest lesson of my entrepreneurial career. You have to learn to say no. And I actually think that focus just comes down to saying no to everything that is not what you said you would do. That's it. That's all it is. Think about it this way. Every no is actually a yes. Every time you say no to something, you're saying a deeper yes to the thing you said you would focus on. But here's what makes it even harder. Hormozi has another quote that I like. If you continue to grow, the woman in the red dress just gets hotter and hotter, and she doesn't go away. The opportunities, the distractions, the good ideas, they don't get easier to resist, they get more tempting. Eventually, you do truly have to learn to say no, because as you grow, the stakes keep getting higher and higher, and saying yes to the wrong thing could cost you everything. And that's not hyperbole. Hormozi has lost everything twice and rebuilt everything from scratch with the lessons that he learned along the way. Now, let me ask you something that might make this hit home. Imagine the perfect competitor, someone that you would genuinely be scared to go up against. They're intelligent, they learn from their mistakes, and more importantly, they have patience. They are in no rush to beat you, but if you give them the chance, they're absolutely going to win. 2 questions for you. What is this competitor doing that you're not doing that makes them so scary? Number 2, what's stopping you from being that competitor? Why can't you be that person, that business, or that brand? I'll bet the answer to question number 1 is focus. They're not scattered. They're not trying to do everything at once. They've picked their lane, and that's what they're dominating at. And the answer to question 2? Well, usually it's just because we're afraid to say no to all of the other stuff. Now, here's how I think about it. Life really is more like a video game than we admit. You only have a limited number of skill points, and we all get to choose, do we want to make every skill mediocre, or do we want to focus on 1, maybe 2 that can actually be good? The perfect competitor, they've put all their skill points into the one stat that matters most. While everyone else is spreading their points thin, trying to make everything good all at once, they're becoming absolutely dominant in the areas that actually move the needle. And here's the reality. Both no and yes will cost you something. You just have to ask yourself, would you rather pay now or later? When you know what you need to do, but you're waiting and you're wrestling with making the switch, saying no feels brutal. You're letting someone down. Or, like me, you have to temporarily close up shop on a creative project you've thought about and literally dreamed about. Saying yes takes less effort in those moments because you won't have to make anyone mad. You won't have to let anybody down. But saying yes to everything actually costs you a lot, and a lot more than you think. It's stealing your time, stealing your energy away from your bigger purpose, and it will ensure that that purpose, that real goal, never gets accomplished. Now, no, saying no gives you pain now, but reward later. Yes gives you reward now, but pain later. And here's the thing. Now feels better, but later lasts longer. I've faced this exact situation twice before in my life. Back in college, there were 2 major areas of my life that I knew needed to change, but I didn't want to make the changes. And you know what I did? I wasted years, literal years, of my life fighting the changes I knew I needed to make. I knew what I had to do, and I just wasn't ready to make the shift yet. And in the end, I ended up making those shifts anyway, and my life turned out way better. But I lost those years in the meantime that I will never get back. So, what kind of fool would I be to go through 2 of those experiences and not learn from them now? The pattern is clear. Delay the hard decision, extend the struggle. I actually wrote about this exact concept in my book. I said, doing nothing means doing everything. And what does that mean? When you know what your focus needs to be, you need to do nothing else in order to get everything done that actually matters. So let's say you've got a goal and you want to give all of your extra energy, everything that's already outside of maybe work, school, relationships, everything toward this goal. This represents 100% of all of your available energy. The moment you do anything else, you are no longer giving 100% to your goal because you literally can't. So, doing nothing else becomes the only way that you can do everything you plan to do with what actually matters. Which brings me to why this video exists. I'm not just teaching you about strategic focus, I'm about to demonstrate it. Layla Hormozi, Alex Hormozi's wife, said something that's been stuck in my head. When you're building a brand, there are no shortcuts. You have to be it before you can display it to other people. And that's exactly what the strategic shift is for me. A demonstration of intentionality from a guy who's trying to practice being intentional and help others become more intentional. So right now I'm running 3 content platforms. I've got this YouTube channel, a podcast, and my Instagram where I'm building my brand for the future. And my mission is to help people live lives they love through deeper self-understanding and intentional behavior change. All 3 platforms take time. All 3 take energy. And with my 4th semester of grad school starting this week, I'm about to have even less of both. So here's what I know. Instagram is where my ideal audience lives. It's where I can build the most direct path to the people I want to serve. It's where I can grow my book sales. I can build towards speaking and coaching and really develop this brand. The podcast, YouTube, they're good. They're a lot of fun. I've learned so much. And a lot of people have told me that they've been helpful. But they are not the strategic focus that's going to really make the difference with building my brand. So, I'm making the hard call. This is my final YouTube video and podcast episode for the foreseeable future. I'm going to consolidate all of my energy into Instagram, into building my brand, and into serving my audience in the most focused way possible. Now, this isn't about giving up. It's about strategic acceleration. Instead of spreading my energy across 3 platforms and growing very slowly on all of them, I'm going to put everything I have into one and grow faster there. Am I sad about it? Yeah. I've got mixed emotions on this one. But this is absolutely the right call. So here's what I want you to take from this. What are you saying yes to that's preventing you from saying a deeper yes to the things that really matter? What's your woman in the red dress, the good opportunity that's actually distracting you from the great opportunities? Strategic focus isn't about doing less because you're lazy. It's about doing less so that you can do what matters more effectively. And sometimes the hardest part isn't figuring out what to focus on. It's having the courage to actually make the shift. So, if you want to continue following my journey and see how this strategic focus plays out, you can find me on Instagram at rightbraindev. I'll be sharing insights about intentional living, behavior change, and yes, probably some content about making hard decisions like this one. Thanks for being part of this journey. This isn't goodbye. It's see you on the other side of strategic focus.